What's going on, guys? This is Duke4005, Brian Hinkle1 on Twitter. Just got home and got this box sitting on my table. As you can see, Wifey has already opened the top of it. She just doesn't understand sometimes how this goes. But this will be my unboxing, my first unboxing video actually. You've probably seen me do some videos on YouTube for counter kicks. You've read my reviews, so this is a little different for me, but we're going to go ahead and unbox this and see what we've got in here. Alright, as most of you know, I've read online today on this site and as well as others, Adidas introduced their new Boost running shoe today, the Ultra Boost. To be honest, I was out of the loop a little bit. I had no idea these were releasing today. I just knew that they were coming out next month to the general public. I didn't know about the big event they had scheduled, and I really didn't know that this package was coming to me. This was a little bit of a surprise when I got home and it was sitting on the counter. So we'll go over what's in it first. Okay, the first thing we're going to see is this. Pretty much it's just a publicity book that they put in here. You can see it's greatest run ever. They're touting this as the best running shoe ever. I don't know if it's the best. I know people are loyal to certain brands that they like, whether it be Mizuno or Nike or Asics, Adidas, whatever brand it is you like. But if you like Boost and you like Adidas running shoes of the past, this could be the best one you ever had. When you open it up, there's just some pictures, some various literature paraphernalia. There's a pretty cool product shot of how they built the shoe, the components that are in it. Different quotes, just different pictures of the shoe. Here's a little card that was inside the book. So you can see it's got some facts on here about the number of Boost pellets in it, the cost, the release date. Most people may balk at that $180 price point, but you got to consider the technology that Adidas has put into this shoe with the Prime Knit and with the Boost cushioning in it. If I don't know how many of y'all wore them last year, but the Prime Knit Boost last year was priced at $200, and it had about half of the Boost pellets that this one does. So that is a selling point, especially being $20 less. But this book is really neat. It's really cool. The pages are double bound. They're thick pages. This should last a little while if you're into that thing, keeping this kind of stuff. And again, it's just something that Adidas does just for press releases, for special packages. Anytime they have a new shoe, a new technology come out, they try to do stuff like this to help people out with a little bit of press release material to put on the websites. So now on to the shoes. As you can see the size of this box. I'll turn it sideways so you can check it out. It's about the normal size of length and width of a regular shoe box, but it's about another half depth of a normal shoe box, so it makes me think there may be something in there for us. And there's the shoe. So that's what was in there for us. There's some pretty cool little mirrors on the ends that are reflective of the shoe. Let me grab one real quick and we'll take a closer look. Alright, just looking at the shoe, you can see the midsole again is the normal Boost height, just like the Energy 2M, the ESM model. The Pure Boost was the same height too. One thing I do notice, just feeling around on them, this Boost is definitely denser than what was on those previous shoes. There's just not as much give in it, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. I really enjoyed the Energy Boost, the Energy 2, the ESM, because there was a certain amount of give and softness to the initial impact, but they solidified and they really stiffened up as you crashed down on them. So I don't know if this is going to have that soft feeling in it that you do on the initial impact from the previous Boost shoes, but I do know I'm going to find out. Alright, the second piece of the technology in this shoe is of course the Prime Knit, and just looking at it, it doesn't look like the Prime Knit from last year. It really has kind of an open cell mesh look to it and feel to it, but you can look around the toes and you can see the Prime Knit fabric here and here. And this is all Prime Knit across the toes and everything. It's just a wider knit, and it's the same material. It's stretchy enough that it gives with your foot and it's going to move and it's going to let you flex and roll through your steps. The heel clip is another really interesting part here. I love it when they split these heel clips like this. I first saw it on an Under Armour shoe about 4 years ago that I reviewed, the Under Armour Supreme, a basketball shoe. That should give you really good support, but they've taken out any area back here that you don't need, just to cut down on the weight a little bit and a little more flexibility. The rest of the support is going to come from the 3-stripe cage that we've seen them do before on their Boost running shoes, and that's it. That's the structure. I mean, that's all. There's a little additional padding here on the ankle, but for the most part it is just prime knit sock. You do have the torsion piece in the bottom, and this is going to run under the toes here and around to the heel in this part to give you a little bit more feel with the shoe, a little roll into your steps. It might give a little bit of a pronation help, but I wouldn't look for it. This is really more of a neutral cushion shoe. It's got this little extra heel tab right here to pull on, and trust me, you will need it if this sock is anything like the one in the Hyper Rev 2015. You're going to have to pull on that to get your foot in. It does have a little bit of a Presto look to it, if anybody remembers those. Going back to the soles, there was some questions I saw on some message boards about this sole being too thin. As you can see right there, it is very, very thin on the bottom. It is a Continental Tire rubber though, so it should last on the road for a while. I mean, these are built to be the flagship running shoe this year, so Adidas is not going to put a sole on there that's not going to last. One thing I did think was cool was these nubs on the bottom. You can see them here. They look like little dinosaur ridges. It reminds me of a turf shoe, a football baseball trainer, something the guys will wear in spring training that just gives a better grip and doesn't dig in like a cleat. It's more comfortable than a regular cleat, but I haven't seen this on a running shoe ever, so I'm really kind of interested to see how that plays and how it feels on a track, on a treadmill, just running road, and see what it does. It almost has an off-road look to it, but I don't think I would take these off-road just because of the materials and the shape and the way they're made. Alright, so that about sums up my first look at the Ultra Boost. The only thing now I have left to do is a performance review, and I will do a performance review in about 2 to 2.5 weeks. I plan on getting as much time in these as I can on the treadmill, again on the road, getting some training in the weight room to see how they feel, and there's nothing now just to get to it. Thanks, guys.